Hello Exiles. This is supposed to be a short update on how I got to level 100 this league. Took me a bit longer this time. 2 days, 13 hours is my slash plate right now. It was 2 days, 9 hours and a little bit when I hit 100, which is still a lot longer than last league where it was under 2 days. So yeah, there definitely are some changes. Now most of that is actually because I've been focusing on upgrading King's March more so than on leveling. At least for the first 2 days, I basically didn't care about getting levels at all. And it was really just on the third day where I went from 95 to 100 basically in one sitting. And the way I did that was basically the same as last league. You go Shrines and Breach with Beyond. Now, the reason why this kind of setup was even that good last league with the Teaching Scarab is because the baseline amount of XP that this gives is really high. And that part of it hasn't really changed. So despite the fact that you are missing a huge XP multiplier, this is still relatively good. It got me from 99 to 100 in a little over 4 hours, I believe, and that included some breaks. So yeah, if you want to level, basically use the same thing as last league. Nothing has really changed. The only thing that's really different now is that you aren't really forced to grab the shrines first before you do anything. You can just kind of clear the map normally. So yeah, it's a bit kind of less of a hassle to actually clear the maps. But of course, it also takes considerably longer. Without the Teaching Scarab, we are basically getting a quarter of the XP at max. So yeah, there's definitely a nerf there. But it is honestly still fine if you have a fast build. Now talking about the build, Ellie hit Deadeye. One of the best builds last league, in my opinion. And it just got buffed for some reason. They changed the Deadeye far shot notable so that it doesn't actually give far shot anymore. It just gives 30% more damage, basically. But you can still get the old far shot by just equipping the fledgling, and they stack. So that way, Deadeye basically just gained 30% more damage because this one is more or less just free so long as you're wearing this helmet, which is really good. You should wear this helmet. Now, otherwise, the taming, really insane item now. It gives you so much damage. If I don't even have a perfectly rolled one. If you have a perfectly rolled one, you get 48% damage per ailment on the enemy. And if you use Secrets of Suffering with Skitterbots, you get 5 ailments, so that's 240% damage from one ring slot. That is insane, especially if you consider that you can also get up to 40% all resistances on this. Genuinely an insane item now. And even though it's like, what, 100 something chaos, it's like a little over a divine if you want a really good rolled one. That is very worth it. It is insane value. As for the rest of the build, basically nothing really changed. You can run Inspired Learnings in these slots for speed, of course, and the rest of the gear, Biz goes for Rampage, and the rest are basically just rares. And Harry's Truth, of course, for the Amulet, really good budget option. Skill tree, everything basically the same as last league. If you have played the build already, it is built basically the same outside of the helmet, and it plays also the same as last league, pretty much. Now, I want to talk like a really short moment about the league mechanic. So far, I haven't gotten anything really great out of it, except for Divine every now and then for shipping. The entire mechanic behind the shipping is a bit unclear still. Someone has messaged me that there is a Reddit post now that I will probably read through, and maybe we can figure something out how to make this worthwhile, but so far I haven't really gotten anything out of it. The mapping part here seems actually a bit better. If you just throw your access maps in here, they just kind of get you free loot. And if you have like high level map runners, they don't really die either, so this does work pretty well. So yeah, the TLDR for my experience with the league mechanic is, it's very fun actually. I really enjoyed like running up the materials and upgrading the town, but I haven't really gotten anything good out of it. So yeah, as a conclusion to this kind of entire video, leveling, same as last league, same setup, just takes 4 times as long now because you don't have the XP multiplier anymore. Build is the same, but buffed because you can use his helmet now, which effectively is 30% more damage compared to last league. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have a great league, and goodbye.